There's a couple of videos on Russia's soft power on here, and so this section will be brief. The Soviet Union's soft power in the Cold War era arose from socialism's political and economic values. Socialism provided a reliable alternative to Western-backed capitalism that is often characterized as imperialist by its critics. The high economic growth rate of the Soviet Union immediately after the Second World War, coupled with the successful launch of Sputnik in 1957, created this narrative that the Union was so far ahead of the West, thereby improving its soft power that translated into influence in some Latin America, Asian, African, and European countries. The collapse of the Soviet Union, with socialism being the primary economic model, led the Kremlin towards seeking new sources of soft power, which was not difficult, especially following Russia's massive economic growth after Putin's ascension into power, as well as becoming an oil and gas superpower in the region and the world over. The sources of Russia's soft power include goods, which range from raw materials to finished products, its culture that has been popularized through television, the film industry, rock music, and the perceived employment opportunities, and Russian life, which is equivalent to the American dream. The visa-free program implemented by Moscow attracted a lot of immigrants in search of greener pastures. A lot of Commonwealth of Independent States, CIS, such as Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and Kazakhstan, economies are highly dependent on Russia, thereby making it a source of soft power. Russia's primary difference with the Soviet Union is its reliance on economic as opposed to military power, with the notable exceptions of course being Ukraine and Georgia. Russia's economic prowess has enabled the Kremlin to influence policies in the region. Russia's state electricity firm is the primary supplier of electricity in Georgia. The Kremlin controls Turkmenistan's gas, a Russian company supplies Armenian gas, and Armenia gifted its nuclear power station to Russia to offset a $40 million debt. Many citizens of Ukraine, Belarus, and Moldova either speak or understand Russian, which is central to getting more Russian investment into neighboring countries, getting the regional youth to consume more Russian content, and furthering Russian policy. Russia has developed sovereign democracy, which is characterized by limited citizen participation in politics, to counter the perceptions portrayed by Western democracy. Sovereign democracy emphasizes sovereignty and Russian values. On the one hand, sovereignty entails non-interference from the West in domestic and regional affairs. Russian values, which are considered democratic, account for historical and domestic realities that significantly diverge from the West. The sovereign democracy doesn't include the rule of law, protection of minorities, a free press, a viable political opposition, or legally guaranteed property rights.